buttercup. You're a puppy dog. Show them all what I'm made of. Strut down the hall. Won't stop till I get enough.
Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to talk in hockey.
Yeah, lots of drama to unpack.
Lots of drama. Specifically, we're looking at the Pittsburgh Penguins and their, let's call it, interesting game against the Winnipeg Jets.
Definitely interesting.
Yeah, a game that saw Sidney Crosby, Mr. Calm, Cool, and Collected himself, dropping the gloves.
I know, right? Not exactly what you expect from Sid the Kid.
Definitely not your typical Tuesday night hockey.
Absolutely not. So we're going to be taking a look at a post-game article from the Penguins website.
Okay.
Try to figure out what exactly led to this surprising outburst.
Yeah, I mean, that's the big question, right? What's going on with the Penguins that would push Crosby to that point?
Exactly. What's the context?
Okay, so set the scene for us.
Yeah.
We've got the Penguins. They're down 3-0 going into the third period.
Oof, yeah. Not a great start.
Not great at all. And they're playing on home ice, no less, against the Jets, who, by the way, are sitting at the top of the league.
Oh, yeah. They're looking real good this season. 17-3.
17-3, that's dominant. So already the pressure's on.
For sure, for sure.
And, you know, I got to mention, the Penguins haven't exactly been on a win streak themselves lately.
No, they have not. 5 out of their last 6 games have been losses. 1 and 3 and 2 over that stretch.
So, yeah, Coach Sullivan, he's been calling for him to play with more grit. But it hasn't really translated onto the ice yet.
It's like there's this disconnect between what they know they need to do and what's actually happening out there.
Exactly, exactly. So you can feel the tension building, right?
Yeah.
First shift of the third period, Crosby and Kyle Connor get tangled up.
Oh, after that reverse hit on Crosby.
Yeah, after that reverse hit. And out of nowhere, boom, fists are flying.
It's like something out of a movie.
Seriously.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but Sidney Crosby dropping the gloves, that's not something you see every day.
No, not at all. And Connor, he's not exactly known for brawling either. He's a goal scorer. Consistently 30-plus goals a season.
So to see those two go at it, definitely unexpected.
It really was. Like watching a chess grandmaster suddenly decide to, I don't know, enter a hot dog eating contest or something.
That's a great analogy. Totally different skill set. So anyway, back to the game.
Right.
The Penguins bench, they definitely got fired up by it. Michael Bunting, he even said it was their best period of the game.
It's like it gave them a jolt of energy.
Right, like, all right, Sid's showing us he's in it to win it. We got to step up our game. But here's the thing. They still lost.
They did. 4-1.
4-1. And get this, Connor. He goes on to score his 13th goal of the season, completing a Gordie Howe hat trick.
Talk about adding insult to injury. A goal, an assist, and a fight.
I mean, come on. So you got to wonder, what was going through Crosby's mind?
Yeah, right. Was that pure frustration? Was it a strategic move? A little bit of both.
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is Sidney Crosby we're talking about. Known for his intelligence, his composure.
Yeah, you don't see him lose his cool very often.
So to see him engage in a fight, especially against a player like Connor, it just makes you wonder what was behind it.
It does. What was the message?
You know, was it a message to the Jets? To his own team?
Maybe both. Or maybe, and I know this is a wild thought, maybe it wasn't calculated at all.
Okay. I like where you're going with this.
Maybe this was just like pure, raw frustration boiling over. The captain cracking under the pressure.
That's a really interesting perspective. I hadn't considered that.
It's worth thinking about. We put these guys on a pedestal sometimes, but they're human too.
Right. They feel the pressure just like anyone else.
Exactly. And sometimes that pressure needs an outlet.
Okay. So we've got this fight. This unexpected outburst from Crosby. We're trying to figure out what it means.
What's the motivation?
Let's dive into what the players themselves had to say.
All right, let's see if we can get inside their heads a little bit.
We've got quotes from Bunting, Grisselsick, Rust, even Jari. They all talked about the fight and how important it was to see that kind of fire from their captain.
That's interesting. They're not just brushing it off.
No, they're seeing it as something significant.
Like a wake-up call, maybe.
Yeah, like, hey, we're in a slump, but we're not giving up. We're going to fight for this.
Literally fight.
Ha. Yeah, literally fight. But it's deeper than that, right?
Right.
It's like they're saying, we needed this. We needed to see Sid get fired up. It shows us he's still all in and that we need to be too.
Yeah, it's about leading by example, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But they weren't just blindly praising them either. They were honest about their own struggles.
Right. They acknowledged the Jets' skill and how they haven't been able to match that intensity.
And there's a sense of urgency in their voices, you know? Like, they know things need to change.
Yeah, like they're ready to turn things around.
They're not content with losing.
Not at all.
They're the Pittsburgh Penguins. They're used to winning. So you can feel that frustration building.
In Crosby's fight, maybe that was the release valve they needed?
Yeah, it's like they were waiting for someone to light a fire under them. And Crosby, in his own way, provided the match.
It's a powerful image.
It really is.
And it's not just the guys up front feeling the heat either.
Right.
Tristan Jarry's, he just came back from the minors, and he had some things to say too.
Yeah, Jerry's perspective is really interesting here.
Oh, absolutely.
He's coming back in, seeing the team from this fresh angle.
He's had some time to think about it.
Exactly. And what's he saying? He's saying they got to start games stronger.
Yeah, be more prepared from the get-go.
Mentally prepared.
Right from the drop of the puck.
And for Jerry, you can hear it in his voice, that fight from Crosby. That was raw emotion.
Pure and simple.
It was Crosby saying, enough is enough. We got to be better. And not just saying it to the team.
But to himself too, right?
Absolutely. Leading by example.
Always leading by example.
Which, brings us back to Coach Sullivan.
Right. Coach Sullivan.
We talked about it before. He's been really hammering this point home.
About being tougher to play against.
Yeah, more offensive zone time, more physical engagement.
He's like a broken record at this point.
But in a good way.
Yeah.
He knows what they need.
He's trying to get through to them.
And it makes sense, right? When you're spending more time in the offensive zone.
You're dictating the pace of the game.
You're controlling the puck. You're creating the scoring opportunity.
Exactly. And that's what's been missing, right?
It's not just about throwing your weight around for the sake of it.
No, it's got to be purposeful.
It's about that sustained pressure, wearing down the opponent.
Making them work for every inch of the ice.
So we've got this fight, right? This unexpected outburst from Crosby, the guy known for his finesse, not his fists.
Yeah, not exactly a fighter.
So was this a desperate attempt to light a fire under the team? Was it just pure frustration boiling over? Or was there something more strategic at play here?
It's the question, isn't it?
Yeah.
What was the thought process?
And then, you read the article, and it's talking about how teammates, how Sullivan himself referred to Crosby as the heartbeat of the team.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's an interesting wrinkle.
It really is. So it makes you think, does a heartbeat always stay steady?
Ooh, that's good.
Or can it skip a beat under pressure?
It can it?
Is this Crosby losing his cool?
Or is it something else?
Is he trying to use his influence, even in this unorthodox way, to get the team back on track?
It's like he's saying, look, if I, the captain, Mr. Calm and Collected, can lose it, then you guys better wake up and start playing with some fire.
It's a powerful message, and it could backfire.
Oh, for sure. It's risky.
But it also shows this level of commitment, this passion that can be contagious.
You can't deny that.
And speaking of contagious passion, we haven't even talked about the Jets yet.
Right. The other half of the equation.
They came into this game as the top team in the league, and they definitely lived up to the hype.
They did. They dominated for most of the game.
Those first two periods, they were in control.
Exploiting the Penguins' weaknesses.
Their defensive lapses, their inability to generate much offense.
And on the other side, the Jets were relentless.
On the puck, with their passing, their defensive coverage,
Yeah.
It was suffocating.
They looked like a well-oiled machine out there.
And it's easy to overlook their performance, with Crosby's fight stealing the show.
It is. It was such a dramatic moment.
But the Jets really demonstrated why they're the best in the league right now.
Absolutely. And it wasn't just talent.
No, it was a system.
A disciplined, structured system executed perfectly.
And then, of course, you've got Kyle Connor.
Yeah, the guy who went toe-to-toe with Crosby.
Not only did he hold his own in that fight, he also went out and scored a goal and got an assist.
A Gordie Howe hat trick.
Talk about versatility.
Not an easy feat, especially against a team like the Penguins.
It shows a lot of composure. Yeah.
He could have easily lost his focus after that fight.
Right. Let the emotions get the better of him.
But instead, he channeled that energy into his game.
And made a real impact.
Absolutely.
So you have this really stark contrast, right?
You do.
The Jets, they're firing on all cylinders.
Top of the league.
And then you have the Penguins, still searching for answers.
Trying to figure things out.
And it makes you wonder, what can the Penguins learn from the Jets? What are the keys to their success?
That's the big question, isn't it?
What are they doing that the Penguins aren't?
What's the secret sauce?
Well, I don't know about secrets, but there's definitely something to be said for their identity.
You think so?
Yeah, the Jets, they know who they are.
They have a style, a system.
They know how they want to play, and they execute it flawlessly.
And the Penguins, they're still experimenting.
Yeah, trying to find that right combination.
And that can lead to inconsistency.
And frustration.
Absolutely. It's like they're trying to fit square pegs into round holes.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
They have the talent,
They do, a lot of it.
but they haven't figured out how to harness it yet.
How to make it all work together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like they're missing that blueprint.
The plan,
They've got all the pieces,
the raw materials.
but they don't know how to put them together yet.
And, while the Penguins are searching for that identity,
Right.
the Jets, they're operating like a master architect.
They know exactly what they're doing.
They've got the vision, the tools, they execute it perfectly.
And that's what we saw on the ice, right?
Especially on defense.
Oh, absolutely.
They shut down the Penguins' offense for most of the game.
Masterclass in defensive structure.
It really was. They were limiting scoring opportunities, controlling the neutral zone.
Making it incredibly difficult for the Penguins to generate any kind of sustained pressure.
And their special teams. Don't even get me started.
Oh, yeah. Got to talk about that.
The Jets, they've got the best power play in the league.
And they made the Penguins pay for their mistakes.
2 for 4 on the power play.
Converted on 2 of their 4 chances.
And then on the flip side, they completely shut down the Penguins' power play.
Killed off all 3.
Discipline, attention to detail, execution under pressure.
All the ingredients for success.
So we've got this contrast, right?
Yeah.
The Jets, they're clicking.
They're a well-oiled machine.
And the Penguins, they're still trying to find their way.
Trying to find that spark.
What can the Penguins learn from the Jets? What's the secret?
I don't know if there are any secrets.
Okay, fair enough.
It's more about fundamentals, execution.
Back to basics.
The Jets, they have a system, right? Puck possession, quick transitions, that suffocating defense we talked about.
It all works together.
They're relentless on the forecheck. They support each other in all 3 zones.
They make very few mistakes.
It's impressive to watch.
It really is.
And it's not just about individual skill either.
Right, it's more than that.
It's about collective intelligence.
A shared understanding.
They play as a unit.
And that's what makes them so tough to beat.
Exactly. They're not reliant on 1 or 2 superstars.
It's a team effort.
Everyone contributes. Everyone buys into the system.
That's a winning culture.
For sure.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, let's leave our listeners with something to think about.
Okay, I like it.
Was Crosby's fight a desperate attempt to spark the team? A sign of frustration with their recent performance?
Or was it something else?
A calculated move by a veteran leader to instill a sense of urgency, a fire in his teammates?
Interesting.
We might never know for sure.
That's part of the mystery.
But the bigger question is, will this be a turning point for the Penguins?
Will they learn from this?
Will they find their identity, adopt a more cohesive system, get back to their winning ways?
Or will they continue to struggle?
Only time will tell.
It's going to be an interesting rest of the season, that's for sure.
One thing's for certain, the Penguins are at a crossroads.
They are.
Their next few games, they're going to be crucial.
Big decisions to make.
So that's it for our deep dive into the world of hockey.
Thanks for joining us.
Sound the alarm. I'm coming up. We'll have a ball. I'm sweet like a buttercup. You're a puppy dog.